What if rationality and logic were really put to the back burner and emotions were at the forefront of our thoughts? Well, that is the typical life of somebody who has Mercury and Cancer in their birth chart. And so in this video, I'm going to be breaking down what it means if we have this placement. Remember, Curdy, welcome to my channel. I do astrology videos. I do short videos, I do extended videos, which are about various astrological topics, and weekly astrology videos. So if you're interested, subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss a video. So in this video, I'm going to be discussing Mercury, the planet of communication and thought, in the zodiac sign of the crab, of the one who wants to hide away from the world and want a safe space to retreat. So what does it mean if Mercury is placed in Cancer? Well, that's what I'm going to be discussing today. The very first thing is that people with this placement process the world through a softer and more emotional lens. You have to understand that um, they speak and they think from a place of emotions, from a place of their feelings. Their feelings are at the forefront. So your emotions, if you have this placement, are at the forefront of everything that you do. And so this is a placement which is all about making decisions, judgments, and plans based on your feelings, making choices, determining if something is, good or bad, and strategizing can be based on feelings. You may find it easy to take in and process sensitive and instinctual vibrations that others do not pick up on, but you do. So processing these very, very high vibrations is what you're all about, what you want to process, not the lower vibrations. And so there's a deep understanding with this placement of understanding others' wants, needs, and concerns intuitively. Really, understanding these things at a very deep emotional level. Your words are gentle if you have this placement. You want to nurture others with your words. You want to care for others. You want to comfort others with your words. And you make others feel very comfortable and content when they are around you. So this is about where you're keeping information, important information to yourself in order to protect others' feelings. You don't just share anything that you think about. You filter it. You're very careful about what you say. You may be afraid of the information that may come out of your mouth. And so you try to protect, you try to say things that will get you by instead of get you really looked at like, someone with horns, let's just say. So you keep important information to yourself. You don't share everything because you're very sensitive and aware of others' feelings, and you don't want to say something that will rock their boat. A big lesson with this placement is it's okay to speak the truth. It's okay to be direct and blunt about things in life. It's okay to speak to what is really going on, and it's okay to tell it like it is, because this placement may have difficult time speaking the truth, but in the right situation, in the right circumstance, they can speak the truth. And so that's a really big, learning curve for this placement. You want to bond with others through a deep emotional conversation. You want to make sure others are soft and caring enough to be trusted, that are like you, very soft and caring, before you share your emotions with them, before you present your emotional venting or your statements to them, which are feeling based. So you want to make sure that the other person is genuinely interested and open to hear what you have to say, emotionally and mentally open to what you have to say, which is your emotions. So you may share your ideas, emotions, and vulnerabilities to a listening ear. You want to share your ideas, emotions, and vulnerabilities to another kind soul. Now, if you have this placement, you're very, very good at making people feel seen, safe, and heard. You can be very affectionate. There's also a great sense of compassion and emotional understanding with this placement. And you can also have the potential to be very artistic because of that emotional, thinking and that mindset. You could really, really do well with writing, music, poetry, whatever it is that you define as artistic. You may have a soft and soothing voice, talking voice, singing voice, that kind of thing. You have high emotional intelligence. It's something very, very big. And so, you're very, very good at taking care of others, managing them, nurturing others. Cancer is a water sign. Do not forget that it is very emotional. You think very intuitively. Your mind thinks very intuitively. You prefer to learn things because Mercury is how we learn and process information. You tend to learn things emotionally, learning and really thinking and feeling emotionally about it. You you absorb it very deeply, and so your thoughts and emotions are linked. So you're into things that evoke emotion in you. It's very, very important. You may be drawn to the arts, you may be talented in art, literature, and music. You want to have a safe place from the world to retreat, because of your sensitivity to external stimuli. The external world may be too stimulating, and you want to go inward to somewhere where it's safe and comfortable, to find that sense of sanctuary, that sense of emotional security. You're very sensitive to your environment. That's a really, really big thing with this placement. And so you may be very, very good at picking up on subtle cues. That's something very, very important. You may be highly empathetic. Now, something that can be very, very good with this placement is journaling. When you're actually sitting down with the pencil and writing out your feelings, it's a good way to express yourself while feeling secure doing so, because you may feel insecure expressing your feelings and talking to others about them. When you journal about them, there is a sense of security that you don't need to share your journal with anybody, that you can express your feelings in the most open way possible. You may be dealing with negative emotions constructively, feeding them and not running from feeling them and not running from them. So this is really all about um really feeling your emotions, allowing them to be there, not repressing them or not running from them. Now, at the low level, you can be passive aggressive because you don't know how to communicate, how to assert yourself, and so you resort to passive aggressiveness. So do not do that. Be assertive when it comes to the things that you feel in your heart that you want to express. So, you may struggle with communicating with assertiveness, as I was just talking about. Emotions may get lost between your brain and the way that you said it and the thing that you said. You may be resentful of loved ones for not getting what you want. You may not feel like you get what you want. There's resentment when it comes to others not giving you what you want. You're in a you're in a world that may be very, very intense. Um, you may be very careful when you share information with others, very mindfully. You filter it very well. And you may be tender-hearted and kind when it comes to communication. That's a really, really big piece in with this is is being very kind and open-hearted. You don't like arguments. You want peace. You want peace to reign. You don't want conflict. Peace is very, very important to you. You may be very, very good at reflecting on the past. Do not get stuck in the ghost lands of the past. So, as much as you want to think about the past and contemplate the past, do not get stuck there because we live in the present moment. We live here and now, not in the past. You can't go back and change the past. So, bring your focus on the present as much as you can. And so you may have self-judgment for things that you cannot change. That is a really, really big thing here. So self-judgment is really, really a big issue here. You may judge yourself. And you may be very shy and you may overthink things very, very easily. Both of these things equally. You're very protective of your community, family, and traditional values matter tremendously to you. You're very good at nurturing others. Past matters to you tremendously. You want to break away from logic and objectivity and focus on emotions, processing your thoughts through your emotions. Now, another trait of Mercury in Cancer is water, and water holds memory. You remember things very, very well. You have excellent memory. To when somebody nurtured you, protected you, uplifted you, or when you were hurt, or when you were, your feelings got hurt, or you were, in extreme cases, abused mentally, verbally, emotionally, physically. So, you remember things very, very well. You absorb the ideas and opinions of those around you. You have the tendency to change your opinions because of others' influence. You think a lot about your roots. If the focus is on emotions, you would do well for self-introspection. Very, very introspective. Then Mercury in Cancer can bring to light depression, anxiety, frustration, or other mental issues that are caused by Mercury in Cancer because it's very, very deep into those emotions. And the things that I just listed may be very, very high and prevalent for you. So those issues may be really at the forefront of your mind and your life, and it's okay. So that is all that I have to say on Mercury in Cancer in the birth chart. Thank you for watching. Like this video, share this with a friend if you think that they would really like this information, and hit the notification bell so that you do not miss when I upload new videos. Bye for now, everybody. I will see you on the next video.